Imagine standing in the middle of the desert, where the sun blazes above and the sand whispers with the wind. Before you, three colossal stone giants rise from the earth, their peaks slicing into the Egyptian sky like stone mountains built by gods. These are the pyramids of Giza, silent, stoic, and saturated with mystery. Now, take a deep breath. We're about to travel back over 4,500 years to the golden age of ancient Egypt. No machines, no bulldozers, just human hands, brilliant minds, and a vision that has outlived empires. Today, we'll dive into one of the world's greatest architectural enigmas. How were the Great Pyramids built? And trust me, by the end of this story, you'll not only walk away with answers, but with a sense of wonder that will stick with you. The setting: a civilization of visionaries. The year is around 2580 BC. Egypt is ruled by Pharaoh Khufu, also known as Cheops. He's a man who wants a legacy that will echo through eternity. His solution? Build the tallest structure the world has ever seen, a pyramid, not just for burial, but for becoming one with the gods. The location, a plateau west of the Nile River, not far from what would become Cairo. This wasn't chosen by chance. The ground was solid bedrock, perfect for a massive foundation. It was aligned precisely with the cardinal points: north, south, east, and west. Just that level of planning should already tell you these ancient Egyptians knew exactly what they were doing. But here's the kicker: the Great Pyramid of Khufu originally stood 481 feet tall. That's about a 48-story skyscraper. Over 2.3 million limestone and granite blocks were used, each weighing between 2.5 to 15 tons. The biggest question in everyone's mind is this: how did they do it? The materials: stone, sweat, and strategy. Let's talk about the stones. There were two main types: limestone, mostly used for the outer casing and the core blocks. This was quarried locally, right from the Giza Plateau. Granite, these came from Aswan, nearly 800 kilometers, 500 miles away, and were used for the internal chambers. These blocks were incredibly dense and heavy. How did they transport such massive stones? There's no single answer, but many clues. One of the most accepted theories is the wet sand method. Egyptian tomb paintings show large sleds dragging stones, with workers pouring water in front of them. This wasn't just to cool the sand, it was to reduce friction. When sand is damp, it holds together and forms a firm path. This method could reduce the force needed by half. Then there's the Nile River. It served as a natural highway. Stones from Aswan were likely floated on large wooden barges down the river and then dragged to the site. The workforce, not slaves, but skilled laborers. For centuries, people believed the pyramids were built by slaves, but modern archaeology tells a different story, one that's far more inspiring. The builders were skilled workers, likely organized into rotating labor crews. They were well-fed, housed in nearby workers' villages, and even had medical care. Excavations near the pyramids have revealed bones showing evidence of surgery and treatment. Estimates suggest that about 20,000 to 30,000 workers were on site during peak construction times. That might sound small for such a massive project, but with smart coordination, it worked. They worked in teams called files, each responsible for specific tasks: quarrying, hauling, carving, and placement. Imagine a bustling site of thousands, each with a job, moving with rhythm and precision. The construction techniques: ramps, levers, and ingenuity. Now comes the real puzzle. How did they lift the stones so high? One dominant theory involves ramps, straight ramps built directly from the ground up to the pyramid's sides. But as the pyramid rose, these ramps would become too long and massive to manage. Zigzagging ramps. These spiraled around the structure, making it easier to build and dismantle as the pyramid rose. Internal ramps. Proposed by French architect Jean-Pierre Houdin, this theory suggests that an internal spiral ramp was used inside the pyramid. This would explain why there's no massive ramp remains. Then there's the possibility of levers and counterweights, simple machines that multiply force. The ancient Egyptians didn't have iron tools or pulleys, but they were masters of basic physics. Using wooden sleds, copper tools, and clever planning, they achieved what many today still call a miracle. And here's something mind-blowing. The joints between the stones are so precise, even a piece of paper can't fit between them. That level of accuracy without modern tools is just awe-inspiring. The inner chambers: precision and purpose. Inside the Great Pyramid is an even deeper mystery. It's not just a pile of blocks, it's a complex internal structure. There's the king's chamber, made entirely of granite, the queen's chamber, whose purpose still puzzles scholars, the grand gallery, an astonishing corridor with a corbelled ceiling reaching almost 30 feet high, and in 2017, scientists used muon radiography, a type of cosmic ray scanning, to discover a large hidden void above the grand gallery. What it holds? Still unknown. Maybe a secret chamber, maybe a structural feature, but it proves that this pyramid still has secrets to tell. Symbolism and purpose, more than just tombs. Most believe the pyramid was a tomb, but was that all? The Great Pyramid was part of a larger complex, including mortuary temples, causeways, boat pits. Yes, boats for the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. Many scholars suggest the pyramid also had religious and astronomical significance. Its sides are nearly perfectly aligned to the cardinal directions, and its shafts may have been aimed at specific stars. Some believe the pyramid's proportions echo mathematical constants like pi and phi, though whether this was intentional is still debated. A legacy written in stone echoes through time. The Great Pyramid didn't just stand the test of time, it became a legend. For over 3,800 years, it held the record as the tallest man-made structure on Earth. It was one of the original 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it's the only one still standing today. Its influence reached far beyond Egypt. From Mesopotamia to Mesoamerica, ancient civilizations attempted their own versions of stepped pyramids. Structures like the Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan or the ziggurats of Ur owe their design DNA to Giza. Even in modern times, architects are inspired by its geometry, alignment, and enduring strength. The wild theories, from aliens to Atlanteans. Now, no story about the pyramids would be complete without the wild side of human imagination. Some say aliens built the pyramids. Others claim they were designed by survivors of Atlantis. Some believe the pyramids are energy generators, giant code books, or time machines. But here's the truth. Humans built them. Brilliant, determined, ancient Egyptians. Their ingenuity doesn't need to be diluted with fantasy. That said, we can understand why people turn to myths. The precision, scale, and mystery of the pyramids are simply hard to explain. But instead of looking to the stars, perhaps we should look inward, to the human spirit, creativity, and will. Modern science and future discoveries. Even today, the Great Pyramid continues to surprise us. With technologies like ground-penetrating radar, 3D mapping, and cosmic ray imaging, we're discovering new corridors, voids, and anomalies. Projects like the Scan Pyramids initiative are leading the way. Some of the big questions that remain: are there still hidden chambers? What exactly was placed inside the void discovered above the Grand Gallery? How did they achieve such alignment with the stars? New answers will come. But one thing is sure: the pyramid still speaks. It just takes the right ears to listen. The eternal monument. So here we are. We've walked through dusty corridors, watched blocks rise into the sky, and seen how a civilization without modern machines built one of the greatest wonders the world has ever known. The Great Pyramid isn't just a tomb. It's a symbol of human potential. It tells us that with vision, knowledge, and sheer determination, even the impossible can be built, stone by stone. And perhaps that's the real secret of the pyramids. Not how they were made, but why. To reach the heavens, to be remembered, to show the world what it means to dream in stone. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the sands of time. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Honored Structures, where history, architecture, and mystery come alive.